Howdy folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into my 58th unboxing vid of goodies from Mandarake. And this unboxing vid is going to be quite a bit because we had 3 different boxes here from Mandarake, ordered from different places. I think 2 of them from Nakano, 1 from Utsunomiya. And I had ordered them at different times, but they were relatively all close together, so I decided to wait until all 3 arrived until I did this unboxing video. And we're going to go ahead and just get started with these unboxings and see what I was able to find and pick up from Mandarake. And we'll start off with this one here. This one comes from the Nakano store of Mandarake. And gonna see what I got in this particular order. And let's take a peek at what I got here. Oops, didn't cut that all the way. Just do this. There we go. And we have bubble wrap for the packing there. Shredded bubble wrap, it looks like it. Let's check that out. Cool. This was looking at what we have here, it was from I think the most recent of the orders. Whoops, sorry about that. Dropped the phone there, or it tipped over. Cool. All right. We have here a couple of items, both of them Ultra Act figures. First one here is of Ultra 7. Now this particular Ultra 7 is the renewal version. Pretty cool. And I do have the first release of the Ultra 7, but after receiving it, was kind of slightly disappointed. Not too disappointed. It was just seemed to be a little on the short side, and also the legs were slightly bowed. And I had gotten that, I think it was like last year or a year before last. And that was, and I got it before, I think it was before the release of this renewal. So, or it may have been just around that time of the renewal. I can't remember. This was first released in 2013. I think it might have been around the same time. But the first one I got on a pretty good deal off of eBay. But I'm still happy to have gotten the first release of Ultra 7. This one, of course, has improved articulation, but has also some nice effects there, which is pretty cool there. And we have here what looks like to be a I guess a web shop exclusive, because you have that plain mailer box here. And I'm gonna take it apart. I'm gonna take it apart, but take it out and show here that we have a cool Ultraman Dark and an Ultra 7 Dark pair of figures. Actually, it was just pretty cool. Now, from what I understand, these two show up in Ultraman Ginga. Well, actually, I don't know if you can call it two. It seems to be 2 aspects of one particular figure that seems to be able to switch between Ultraman Dark and Ultra 7 Dark. But very cool. in the color scheme of red and black and silver. Looks very, very cool. Now, I have not seen the episodes that these guys show up in, but just seeing it on Mandarake and seeing further pictures on the interwebs just made me want to get it. And even though they may not be story related, I am going to pair these two guys up with my Belial figure, and because I think that especially Ultraman Dark color scheme matches well with Belial. Even though story-wise they may not be interrelated, or I may be wrong, they might be, I don't know. I haven't watched Ultraman Ginga yet, but even if they are or not, I'm still going to pair them up in my universe. And I think it looks pretty decent there. And I was able to pick this up for about 10,000 yen. I think this one, I don't know if it was previously opened or not. Let me see, it's still sealed on that side. And still sealed on this side. So this was never opened. So to get it for this price is actually pretty decent. I think this set goes anywhere from 10,000 to 12,000 yen. So I got it on the low side of the current market value, I guess, on the secondary market value. So pretty cool to get these two here for the first part of the unboxing. Now we're gonna go ahead and take a peek at what I ordered on this second order here. Now this one comes from the Utsunomiya, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right or not, store of Mandarake. I'll just cut into that, cut into these, and see what we got here. Oh, he's never cut well enough. I wish I had my trusty assistant, Munchkin number 2, to help me out. Make it so much easier for me to unbox these, and especially with one hand on holding the camera here. There we go. But Munchkin number 2 is at school today, so he's getting an education, which I prefer him doing than helping me out. Let's see here. Let's put this down here. Take a peek at I was able to pick up from Utsunomiya. Cool. We have a couple more web shop exclusives here. This time of Figuarts, and not just the figures, but the machines that the characters ride on their shows. We have Shadow Chaser here, and Green Clover here. Now these two machines are ridden by two of the characters from Kamen Rider Blade, or Mask Rider Blade. And of course we have here Mask Rider Chalice riding Shadow Chaser there, and Mask Rider Lengel riding Green Clover. And I really ordered these two when I saw the Green Clover, because I think this is the newer of the two, and hasn't been really showing up often on Mandarake yet. And so as soon as I saw this one, I decided to go ahead and pick it up, and just to see what other items that they had at Utsunomiya. They had the Shadow Chaser as well, so I picked that up as well. And I normally don't pick up the machines that go with the riders. I do have machines that do go with certain riders, but it's not been a main priority for me to pick up every single machine. But what's interesting is that on the Mask Rider Blade series of Figuarts, it seems like each of the riders got their own machine to ride on, or motorcycle to ride on. Blade, we have Chalice and Lengel, And of course, the Garen kit came with his bike, so it's not too often where you have all of the main riders with their own machines in Figuarts form. And I decided to go ahead and pick it up because it's sort of a rare case where they each got their own bikes, which is really, really cool. And I did not get the blue Spader, which comes with that goes along with Master Rider Blade. It's sold separately. They did not have it at Utsunomiya, so I could not add it on to this order. That's the only machine I still need to get from the Master Rider Blade series. And once I get that, then I'll have all four, each of the riders with their own machines. So very, very cool here. And each of these cost about 5,000 yen each to get. Which is, I think, a little bit pricey, but I think it's worth getting, especially now with the conversion rate. The conversion rate being anywhere from 110 to 120 yen per dollar, which is really great for us here in the US, because this being 5,000 yen reduces the cost for me down to about $45 from the normal $50 conversion rate. So pretty cool. So I got them for I guess sort of a deal, but I think it's still a little bit too expensive. But I think it's worth getting, especially getting a machine for each of the main riders on the show, which is not often available for Figuarts. So pretty cool there to get these two guys. I still have to get the blue Spader though, so as soon as I get that, then I'll have a ride for each of the main characters from Blade. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one here, and this one comes from the Nakano store. I ordered these items at a different time than the first box from Mandarake. And let's go ahead and take a peek at what we got here. Alright. Never get these cut properly with only one hand on the camera and the other doing the unboxing, unless I have my assistant. It makes it much easier, but there we go. Put that into focus. No? That's not in focus yet? Let's try it again. No? Still not in focus? Wow, my camera's having a little bit of problem. I think it's all this multicolor of packing here. But it looks like they used some sort of magazine to do the packing. Magazine page. I'm not sure. This, I think, is the first I've ever seen them use this. Or maybe it was promotional material. Some extra promotional material they have, because it's all of the same page. Yeah, that's interesting. Let's go ahead and pull these out. It looks like they wrapped everything in one sheet of bubble wrap there. Let's see. Actually, really, really cool. And we have here a set of Figuarts, S.H.Figuarts, and I decided to go ahead and finally complete, or try to complete, my Greed collection. And the Greed are characters from the show Kamen Rider O's, and there are, I think, 6 members of the Greed, and they are different aspects of desire and greed, and they all use certain metals to power themselves up, certain core metals, and they are color I guess, themed, and it's actually a pretty interesting show. Interesting set of characters now. They are bad guys on Kamen Rider O's, and as a team, they really did not ever work well together. Actually, I don't think they ever were together in their full powered up forms, just because of each of their own desires and greeds really pitted each other against each other. There were certain sub teams and all that, but they never really worked as a single team. And the greed, I think, would have been a really big powerhouse bad guy team if they ever got together. But that was never the case. But as far as figure arts are concerned, I already have the Kazari, and he's particularly the yellow core metal a member of the Greed, and I had purchased him, I think it was like almost 2 years ago, but I just never gotten around to picking up the rest of the team members. And I just decided right then and there, I tried to get as many as I could that were available through on Mandarake. Now, I was able to find most of them, except for one or two, I guess, figures of Greed. They're not necessarily consist of the core team of Greed, and we'll go through it. I'll explain that in a little bit when we go through these figures here. But let's go ahead and get started. We have here Uva. He is primarily the green colored core metal bearer, and I think he was the most expensive of the Greed. Oh no, he's not. He's the second most expensive, sorry. And he cost, I think it was about 5,000 yen. And I really like it. This particular Greed. Now, Uva, his design scheme is that of insects, so which is pretty cool. And of course, the color green. There, you can see the different shades of green for his 3 core metals. There, pretty cool. And he has a very insect-like appearance, and I really liked his this particular Greed on the show. A lot of the times he thought he would run the show, the entire team, or tried to run the entire team. Him and Kazari always butted heads, but pretty cool there. And we have here Kyoryu Greed, and he ends up being the big bad in the series of Kamen Rider O's. Now his color is the shade of purple. And his theme is sort of the, I guess, the Jurassic theme, where Uva was insects. Kyoryu is of dinosaurs, such as the Tyrannosaurus, the Pterodon, and I can't remember the other one there. But he comes with a purple base. Now, I believe all of these Greed have a regular base, but Kyoryu has a purple base, and also comes with Dr. Maki's creepy doll there, which is cool. And Dr. Maki was the guy who inhabited Kyoryu Greed there, and pretty cool. You can even see in his outfit the head of, I think it's a Tyrannosaurus, and pterodons on the side. I'm not sure what comprises the legs on the Jurassic part of this particular Greed, but this set was actually relatively inexpensive compared to the other Greed sets. Is about 2,500 yen. So I got him for about that price, which is cool. And you can see all the different shades of purple. I'm not sure you can call that purple, at least through the camera. Actually looking at it visually, it is a shade of purple, but the camera is processing this color differently. But you got that guy. Now we have here arguably the only female member of the Greed. I'm not sure if you can call it Greed male or female, but most feminine of the Greed, Mezul, or from what I remember on the show, her name was pronounced Mezuru, but it's spelt Mezul here. So cool. And she represents the aquatic creatures in her theme, and her colors are the shades of blue on there. So she has like an orca shark, killer whale shark, and you can see on her headdress, and eels, and I'm not sure what if it was a squid or not, as part of her third animal theme there going for her. And of course she comes with a stand, and she costs about 3,000 yen, which is about the average price, I would say, for these Greed sets. So pretty cool. I'm just thinking I'm gonna have a hard time standing her on her own, especially with the heels that high. I think that's where this stand will really come into play. But you can see that she has several shades of blue there. Pretty cool. And we have here Gamel, and very cool. And you can see he's a big, bulky dude, and he represents the large mammalian creatures, such as elephants, what else? Rhinos, and can't remember what the other one was off the top of my head. But Gamel is big and bulky, but is doesn't match the wits in size. He's more the most, I guess, childlike of the Greed, and his color is represented by the various shades of gray or white or silver, you could see on there. So, and this particular kit goes for about 3,000 yen, just like Mizuru. So, and Gamel was usually teamed up with Mizuru. He actually is fond of Mizuru. He's always fawning over her and protecting her. And Mizuru just uses him to her advantage, really. So, but you can see he's a big, bulky guy, very big and wide, and very, I guess, muscular. So, representing the big mammalian creatures quite well there. So, pretty cool. Oh, I forgot. I did order one non-Greed item here, and that's Kamen Rider Birth. And this is the first iteration of the Birth suit, but is shown second. This is not shown until midway or towards almost the end, latter part of the series. And this particular suit is utilized by Akare Date, the first person to pilot the second suit that was shown first. I don't know if that's confusing or not, but he actually pilots both versions of the Birth suit, but this is this second, and I guess you could say his final suit that he occupies, which was a prototype that he had to use when the first suit was damaged and given to I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but it's basically a recolor. This set is a recolor of the first released Kamen Rider Birth suit, and but you could see it's a little bit different here. You got stripes of red here. These were supposed to be test markers. I can't remember, location markers of the prototype Birth suit on there. And hold on real quick. And the only differences between the repaint between this suit and the original release suit is that this suit comes with extra bits and pieces to outfit the enhancements to the birth suit. Now, these enhancements here are actually sold separately and include more items to go with the other version of the Kamen Rider birth suit to produce the birthday suit. That the other pilot, I can't remember his name, but he inherits Akira Date's or older suit or newer suit, depending on how you want to think of it. But pretty cool. I never really gotten around to picking this thing up, mainly because I had the first release of the Kamen Rider birth suit, and there were really not very many differences between that and this version, other than the paint and some extra accessories. So I really didn't have any motivation to pick it up until just recently, when I was looking for the greeds and I saw the prototype from the same store, the Nakano store. So I finally picked it up. I got this for about 3,000 yen, so not too bad for that. And finally we have here the I guess I don't know if you can call it true leader of the greed. I think it was really occupied by one of the two main characters from the show, Ankh, and this is his greed form. If you haven't watched this show, Ankh throughout most of the series is really represented by just a forearm with wings. And it was not until later that he's able to join himself with the rest of his body, per se, to form his ultimate greed form. And kind of interesting show. It's a really good show. You have to watch it to really appreciate the study and nature of desire and greed, and how it plays out in the entire series. But it's a very good show, even though a lot of the concepts seem a little bit bizarre on first explanation. It's just something you have to experience and watch. It's a very good show. It's one of my favorite Kamen Rider shows. Actually, it's right up there. I think it's either my first or second favorite show, really. And you can see here, comes with the base. A little bit different base in that it has all of the other greed symbols on there. And you can see Ankh's true form, and Ankh represents the avian creatures. Obviously, you can see the wings and the beak of the head there. So that's kind of cool. And you can see the forearm here with the wing, where pretty much that much is Ankh. Throughout, I would say 2/3 of the series, a flying and floating forearm. Very interesting. You have to give that show a try, and it's just very, very nice. And you can see this is probably the most intricately painted figure, I think, so far, that Figuarts through S.H.Figuarts. It's got very nice gradients of different shades, from red to green to yellow, and it's just a very nice looking figure. You can see the picture there. You don't really have to see it in person to appreciate the really great detail this figure has. But this is the most expensive of the greed sets that's available, and I was able to pick this one up for about 6,000 yen. So a lot of these greed kits, I think, or if not all of the greed kits, were web shop exclusives. I don't know if any ever were retail exclusive. So, and there are two other greed sets that I did not get. That's the Eji Greed and the Ankh Lost version. Now, those particular greeds are not true core greeds as the makeup of the greed. The Eji greed is really Eji, that's been tempted and transformed into a greed, but is never a member of the greed. And the Ankh Lost version is basically an Ankh not in his true form, so it's really the same character as Ankh, but just styled a little bit differently to represent his incomplete form. So those two I still have to look out for, but they do not comprise the main team that I was able to collect in this particular unboxing here. Now, just to sum up real quick, we got a whole bunch of goodies here that we were able to pick up through Mandarake. Different stores of Mandarake, 2 from Nakano and 1 from Utsunomiya. We'll just go ahead and just do this recap real quick. We got a couple of Ultra Acts, the Dark, Ultraman Dark and Ultra 7 Dark. We have Ultra 7 Renewal. We have 2 machines from Masked Rider Blade, Shadow Chaser, and Green Clover. Pretty cool. And we have some Figuarts from Kamen Rider O's. The Prototype Birth, the Ankh Greed form, Gamel, Mezur, and Kyoryu, and Uva. This kind of comprises our, I can't even remember now, 57th unboxing of goodies through Mandarake. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.